Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life coach, and health coach. And I am your administrator in this group, and I'm excited to have you. But I wanted to share breakfast this morning. My husband's gone out to run an errand, and I love to cook breakfast for him and me. And it's very healthy. It's keto. And so I want to show you some tips and tricks that I use when I'm cooking breakfast that I think really make it easier, quicker, healthier, all those things. Okay, so here I am in my new kitchen. I'm not sure if you have seen, we just remodeled our kitchen. I added this beautiful, let me lift you up a little bit so maybe you can see. Not so great. Oops. Okay, we just added this beautiful window. We took a wall out, added this area right here. I'm waiting on my griddle to come that goes right here. It's like a 30-inch griddle. But, yeah, gave my husband his little niche over there where he makes his smoothies in the morning and does his little thing. And, of course, there's the refrigerator. And there's the living room, which is a little bit of a mess. But let me bring you back around this way. I love how my hood turned out. Great there. I'd have to back up to show you that a little better. You know, I'm not the pro videographer, but I did want to show you this. And there I can see my camellias, and I can see the front field out there. And then there's my little spot over there that I make my smoothies, and there's where I keep a lot of things, and then there's the dining table. But I wanted to bring this back down and show you my eggs. Okay, so what I've got in here is about a tablespoon of butter, real butter. Let me straighten this out. I know it's a little crooked. There we go. That may be a little straighter. Okay, a tablespoon of butter, and then I had got some bacon. I'm going to take it out and show you that. Hold on, let me find my. Okay, so when I take my bacon out, I immediately take it. It's on parchment paper, and I'm going to show you how to do this in a minute. And I immediately pour off those bacon drippings. Now, I would not do this if I was using bacon that has nitrates in it, but this is good. I'm going to show you where I get this at Walmart. Okay, this is gold. Okay, I poured a little bit of that into my pan here, my frying pan. I use the heck out of this pan. I use it for everything. So, yeah. So let me back you up a little bit so you're not just seeing. Okay. As you can see, I'm having a little trouble. Okay. So this is the bacon I use. I'm letting this get good and hot. It's original uncured bacon, natural choice. Yeah. All right. So I've got my butter and I've got a little bit of my bacon drippings. And so now I have cracked about 9 eggs. And you think, oh my gosh, are you and your husband going to eat that many eggs? Well, he'll eat about 3. I'll eat about 2. And then I'll have some left over for in the morning, because tomorrow morning, you know, is get up, go to church, get things going. So I don't want to get in the way of that. So I'll have breakfast cooked for tomorrow. But here's the, so you think, well, why do you break them in a separate bowl? If you've ever, and you know, I'm 67 years old, I've been cooking since I was a little girl. If you've ever cracked a bad egg into your pan with a bunch of other eggs, that ain't good, because then you got to try to dig it out, and you wonder if you've messed up everything. And eggs are too expensive. They used to be 99 cents a dozen. We raised chickens on our farm, and we had hundreds, I don't know, thousands of chickens probably. Let me go ahead and pour this in, because I don't want it. You see, I'm just pouring that in just like that, and I'm going to, my husband unloaded the dishwasher, so I'm looking for my utensils. There we go. Okay, so I poured that in, but you want to crack your eggs separately instead of all together. And the other thing is, if you leave your eggs sitting out at room temperature, you will get more out of the egg because it's not so cold. All right, so you see what I've done. I've cracked those there. I'm going to salt them. Now, this is how we like them. You don't have to do them this way. I'm using, remember, real salt. That's the best salt for you. And then I'm going to take and pour, this is heavy whipping cream, no carbs in this, so we're going to keep our carbs down. And I'm just going to drizzle, I would say it's probably a 1/4 of a cup, maybe a little more, on top of that, okay? I do need to get a different spatula because that one's not heat-proof. I'm not sure where to put them all, but I will find them eventually, I think. Oh well. Here we go. This will work. This will work. Okay. So I let them go a little bit, and then I'm going to add a little pepper to them. Don't you just? I just love these little battery-operated pepper things. Now, kids and stuff, you want to take it easy on the pepper, but we love pepper. And then those have kind of gotten going. So now I'm just going to kind of break the yolk now and kind of flip it over. So these are not really, I don't want to consider these fried eggs, but they are a little different than scrambled up eggs. Because one reason I'm doing them this way, and oh, by the way, grate your own cheese, and then you don't get all that cellulose stuff that they put in cheese. And just, you know, there's so many gadgets out there now that you can use to grate cheese. Okay, so now I'm just going to push this up from the bottom. That got a little browner than I wanted it to be. Let me turn this down to low. And I'm just going to scramble that up. But what you see that's different probably than yours is you see the whites and the yellows. And we just like it that way because you kind of get a taste of the white and the yellow. It's kind of like a fried egg, but then, you know, I can cook a bunch of them at one time. So I'm going to sit this off back here because it's going to just kind of finish cooking by itself. But I wanted to show you the trick with the bacon. Have you ever taken your bacon out and, you know, struggled to get it loose, and then it all, I'm going to take this one out, and then it kind of all sticks together, you know, and you can't get it separated and you break it up? Well, I'm going to show you a trick. You just take, actually I would do it inside the plastic, so let me put it back in the plastic. And I wouldn't even cut the plastic open. I would just leave the plastic like it is. Then just take it and roll it up, especially if it's really cold. Now, this has been sitting out a few minutes. Roll it up like that in a little ball, and then open it back out. Let me move this out of the way. And what you're going to see, don't you like bacon that comes out like this? My husband loves that kind of bacon. Now, I personally like limp bacon, but he likes it crispy, and I'm cooking 2 pans because I wanted to have some for a chicken dish I'm going to make later. So that is delicious crispy bacon. But okay, so I've got my air fryer on my oven. I have an air fryer in this oven, but if you don't have one, if you have an air fryer, you can do your bacon in the air fryer. But I cooked it for years on 400, 425 on a pan on parchment paper, okay? And so that's how, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my oven, air fry 400, because it takes about 8 minutes if my oven is heated up. If not, it takes about 10 or 11. But one by one, I'm just gonna lay this on the sheet, okay? Let me start over here. So here we go. Now, I like to lay it one up and one down, if you can see what I'm doing here. And the reason is, you know, your bacon is going to shrink. This one's down. And so I want to give it room, and I want to try to get all of this bacon on this one pan. And I may not be able to. I may have to switch back over to my larger pan. But there's usually one bigger end of your bacon, so you want to kind of alternate them back and forth, so that you can get them all on this pan. And then if I don't get them all on here, sometimes I'll just double it up, and after it cooks a few minutes and shrinks up, then I can come back and put another one in. So there we go. That's gonna work out fine. So my oven is already hot, and I'm just gonna stick this in, and I'm gonna set my timer for 8 minutes. Okay, so I've got breakfast now all ready to go. And I think I've told you all the tips I want to tell you. So let me show you how I serve it up. Now, something else, you see I've got my pajamas on. Still on. Something else sometimes I will add to breakfast is some avocado. But let me just do this. That's a pretty good size serving there. And then, you know, about 3 pieces of bacon. That's going to be that's going to be about 40 grams of protein. And that 40 to 50 is about how much you need in each meal, especially if you're eating 2 meals a day, because you want to get about 100 or more grams of protein. We need that much protein in order to build muscle. And as we age, and I've got one more little tip I want to give you here. As we age, we lose muscle, and the only way to build muscle is eating protein and working out, doing some strength training, whether it's bands or weights or machines at the gym or whatever. You just want to be careful about taking it easy and not hurting yourself. Okay, one more little tip I want to show you. If you, I'm not a big fan of plastic cutting boards. The reason is, you know, every time you cut on that, you're probably getting some kind of plastic into your food. So if you'll go buy a tile, this is just a tile from Lowe's or Walmart. You see I've still got the sticker on the back. And I love this tile. I was considering using it in my kitchen, but I ended up not using any tile on my backsplash. You see what I've got on my backsplash is the same. I've got the quartz, and it goes up my backsplash. You see it there? Yep, so it's just kind of all smooth. But I had considered using this tile, and I really do wish I could use it somewhere. But I use it for a cutting board. And it's also good for a hot plate or, you know, other things you want to do. So get in the kitchen, get to cooking, because, I mean, why would you go out to eat breakfast unless it's just a treat? Because usually you're going to end up eating something that is not healthier. But here I've got exactly what I need. I'll probably cut an avocado, and I'll be set until supper, okay? And I usually don't eat this until about 11 o'clock. But I've also got breakfast for in the morning. So I love to plan ahead so I'm not in the kitchen 2 or 3 times a day, but just maybe once a day, twice at the most. But I hope you enjoyed this. So I want to tell you what I got coming up. Starting March the 11th, I'm doing a new challenge, all right? Some of you that have been in my challenge before, if you're here watching, if you'll just comment something about your experience in the challenge, I'd love it. That would help me. And I'm going to be bonusing people that that comment. And the reason is because the comments actually get my information out there to more people. So if you'll just write a comment, for every day that you comment, you're going to get a bonus point. And we'll be tracking that. And when you get 25 points, then I'm going to give you a, there goes that, no, that's the heating up to 400. You're going to get a prize, okay? It's going to be something like vitamin D, or it may be some kind of protein product, or something that I use every day, okay? I'm going to show you one product that I use every day that I love. This is my, it's called Barista Blend. It's collagen and MCT. It's white chocolate raspberry. Oh my gosh, I use that in my coffee, and it's just giving my coffee a new flavor, because I do love chocolate and I do love raspberries. And it's MCT. It's very low carb, 2 grams of carbs in 1 scoop. And then it's got the medium chain triglycerides, which is going to help with your hunger. So I know I've skipped around a lot, but I just want to remind you, please comment below, hit the like button, comment. You know, you can, if you've been in my challenge, you certainly can comment about that. But if you haven't been in the challenge, just put ready. You know, that means you are ready to drop 30 pounds or however much you need to drop. You're ready to learn how to food prep. You're ready to learn, you know, new recipes that don't add weight to your middle. I've got a couple of videos I could send you if you're ready, but I'm going to be teaching every night next week, probably around 8:30. That seems to be a good time, on the benefits of health. I'm going to be talking about cholesterol, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, how to know if you are insulin resistant, what tests to ask your doctor about. Just a lot of information that I think you want to hear. So be ready to stay tuned. Of course, you can always watch the replay. And if you're watching the replay today, just put replay in the comments. I'd love to know where you're watching from. I've got over 2,200 people in this group, and I'd love to know where you're from and get to know you more. So thank you for joining me, and y'all have a great day.